from the time he was born. He was very energetic. When he was little, he was very outgoing. He'd walk up to anybody and talk to him. He was a lot of fun.
There was so much more to him than just his routine and his workouts and his strength training. But he had this loving side to him, and he was devoted to our family and to helping Jesse and to talking to me and motivating me.
Tyler had a lot of personal goals, and most of those goals he never told people. He just had them either in his mind or and he would just do it, whether it was lifting or eating or running or swimming. If he wanted to do something, he would just do it, and nobody would know about it. And if you asked him, Tyler, what'd you do today? He might nonchalantly just, he'd roll his shoulders and say, oh, I went for a run or I went for a swim. And then if you dug into it a little deeper, he'd say, oh, I ran 12 miles and then I swam for 2 hours.
Tyler was the firstborn nephew, so we obviously shared a special bond. He loved his family. Always came to the family picnics, our family outings, down to the boat at the Chesapeake Bay. He was always around when we needed him.
And maybe that's a side that a lot of people don't know that he had, because it's a side that he kind of kept a little bit undercover, a little bit just to himself.
Like, I would see his goofy side and his sensitive side, and he made a fun time out of anything we could be doing. The most boring thing, like, he would just find something to make it just something fun about it or something funny to say.
One of my proudest moments of Tyler was his senior year in high school. He was in an all-star football game, and he scored a winning touchdown. And you could see the excitement in his face, but he walked off that field just very humble. He didn't jump around a lot. Like, he was just like he was supposed to do that. Like, that was his job, to score the touchdown. So that's how he always viewed everything. Like, oh, that's, like, what else was I supposed to do?
I don't think the focus so much is about how many yards he had, how many points he scored in his different sports and athletic careers, but it's just more so about how he evolved into this extremely committed, driven person.
When he went to the gym, he would just be in the zone of what he needed to get done, and you could just see, just from standing in the gym with him, like, he's on a mission, you don't want to get near him.
Tyler's life and legacy speaks about courage, integrity. He was very self-driven, and he succeeded in everything he did. There was no can't. Tyler's life dream was to be a Navy SEAL, to serve his country.
One thing he taught himself how to do was swim. Tyler could swim, but he couldn't swim like the Navy SEALs wanted you to do. So he would learn certain strokes and learn how to swim, long distances. He would get up at 4 or 5 o'clock and go for a swim at the local Y for an hour or two, and then come home and then do football practice and do his regular routines for an hour or two.
One really meaningful moment for me that is kind of driving me behind this foundation is the day that the accident occurred. It was like this beautiful, quiet morning in January. And the 2 police officers were just standing motionless to my side. And I just remember turning to them and I said, he was gonna be a Navy SEAL. Like, you don't understand this. And I just remember that moment, it was like, if I had to say the most devastating moment of my life, that was it. When all of a sudden I looked around and I realized not only is Tyler gone, but it's like, so is his dream. And I just miss hearing his voice and touching him and just knowing that we're never gonna see his physical presence here again.
So we set up the foundation to kind of finish out some of Tyler's goals. He was going to be a Navy SEAL, so we thought it'd be good to try to help the Navy SEALs. Bloomsburg was a huge part of his life, so that's another charity we decided to give back to Bloomsburg through scholarships. And also Elko football, Elko High School is going to receive money from Tyler Those three things were a big part of his life.
I don't want people to forget him, and I don't want people to forget what he was about. He has such an amazing story, and people can connect to it. I know we say that he was great at everything, but he was also an average person, and I think just anyone can look at his story and say, I can have that motivation too. I can have that drive like he did.
After he passed away, a lot of people came up to us and said, oh, Tyler was so nice to me. Tyler did this. Tyler helped me do that. Tyler taught me how to do this on the football field. Or Tyler, kind of took me under his wing. We didn't know some of the stories, until people would come up to us and tell us.
Hearing other parents in the community saying, your son did this for my daughter, or he helped out this person, and any additional information you can get about that person that you've lost just becomes like very precious.
A couple months after Tyler passed, I decided to clean my room. I found a letter in there that he wrote me that I have never seen before. He wrote this 7 months prior for my 21st birthday. I'm now 22. And it says, I know I want to change the world, and I want you to change it with me. And I think that really helped us create the foundation with him wanting to change the world.
Tyler's not going to be able to physically do what he wanted to be able to do anymore in the military. But because he left kind of this roadmap for us, we can now follow through and kind of finish the job.